The black man built the foundation of America brick by brick. Do you remember? Black people picked cotton as they were abused lick by lick. White babies dangling from my ancestors' breasts. Mammy cooking them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They thought that we couldn't live without them, yet we started civilization. We taught them. We raised them. Do you remember? Plotting and visualizing ways to break free, we were finally released from the chains of slavery. There was hope to create our own thriving communities. There were businesses and homes. We proved that we could survive and support our own. They became envious of our prosperity in return. Fires were deliberately set to our businesses and homes. Tears from my ancestors fell as they watched from afar, those flames reflected in their eyes as the smoke continued to rise. Their hearts were broken with a solemn beat. All of their hopes came down along with the buildings of Black Wall Street.
I think today we are in a unique environment. There's two different lenses that you can look through. And so I think the philosophical debate that occurred before between Booker T and W.E.B. Du Bois, that still rages. How can we control dollars?
What we saw in the past was that the key to freedom and liberation was black people controlling their own destiny. That's why it was destroyed. Today, we have to do the same thing. We need to control our own destiny. We need to invest in our community. We need to create the seed beds for opportunity, and then we need to invest in that.
For a long time, black people were told, okay, we have to get our education, we have to go to colleges, and that's the way we're gonna make our wealth. But that's not the only way we're gonna make our money. We have to really start investing in ourselves.
Can you imagine the state of being that the communities will be in if we had money and resources flowing back into our communities?
Communities is something that we can build on, keeping our money circulating through our neighborhoods as we can see our building together. Our kids can see that. With that right there, that builds growth within the mental.
Because people like you are educating, bringing light to, you need to shop black, shop black, shop black. There's companies like Support Black and Support HBCUs, that's another black company. And yeah, Buy Black. Like there's so many communities now where we're more aware.
Growing up black in America means you have to fact check your history. For some reason, the books we grew up reading in school left out important information about our past, which could help improve our future. For instance, did you know there was a time in the U.S. when black people had a lot of money? Enough money to start their own town with their own businesses. And this was way before Martin Luther King ever had a dream. A young entrepreneur by the name of O.W. Gurley learned about land reserved for blacks only in Oklahoma and purchased 40 acres. Being educated and determined for greatness, Gurley opened a general store in town, a 2-story building on 119th North Greenwood Avenue, and later, many more properties.
By leaving those parts of the story, we develop an understanding of America that's different than what it should be. When we tell the story of Tulsa, we only tell it in very small quarters. You can go through school and not ever hear the story of Tulsa. You can go through fancy high schools, fancy colleges. You can be a historian and not fully understand what black folk did. And as black folk, it's almost definite, it's almost certain that you're gonna go through your whole life and not know the story of Tulsa. And so by controlling the historical narratives of who and what we are and who and what we've done, the government has the ability to make us think that we're something less than what we were.